Okay, so I'm at my high school gym with these people. It's not the right. Oh. My dad deserves tribute today due to his strength and admiration in my life. Today I will tell you first who he is, his story, and his life today. When people think of strength, they think of Tony, who he was in high school, his family that he has today, and just the story that built him up throughout his life. My dad in high school was the kid that played 3 different sports: tennis, football, and basketball. He was best friends with everyone, he didn't have a bad bone in his body, and he was always the person you could go and talk to. And that has not changed one bit today. So my healthy father, 15 years ago, he fought a battle, so my healthy dad was not so healthy. The admiration of my father was present since the day I was born, but most present when he was diagnosed with brain cancer. And my admiration for him only grew more when he was diagnosed. So 15 years ago, he was given 2 years to live. And they said that the most that they ever see in someone in his case is 10 years, but 15 years later, he's here today and healthier than ever. He had several surgeries, and they actually took out part of his brain where the tumor was, which affected his personality. So the super happy dad and person who was always super chill, he was not so chill anymore. He tends to get snappier than he did before, and that didn't change him, it just made his battle even harder for him. And this, just his entire journey was a growth from the start. He had therapy, and his diagnosis led him to be in a group, Brains Together for a Cure, which our family is still involved in. We are part of the crew that helps take him, his entire, the walk. We raise money because there's never been a group that raises money for brain cancer around the Rochester area, and he was a leader in that. So when someone was losing faith in their journey, they went to him. He told them, he said, "I was given 10 years at the very most, but here I am today. I was not supposed to live, but I told myself that I wasn't done yet." So he has always been, it was never his almost died story, but it was "I'm not done yet" story. He didn't go up to someone and say, "Hey, look at my scar, I almost died." He just says, "I wasn't done yet, and I'm not done yet." So I believe my father deserves tribute because of who he is today. He's always a person that you can go talk to. He's a person that hears my sadness, knows when something's up. He's a person I can rant to. He's a person that his coworker can rant to. He knows that impacts someone so easily, and throughout his story, he learned. He's like, sometimes all you need is someone to talk to. So as I reflect on my dad and his story, it shows the impact that family and friends can make for someone. There's several lessons that can be made, and maybe it's the fact that someone so small in your life or someone so big in your life can make a huge impact on your story. Some people, he makes a small impact, just that 5 minutes of talking. And for others, he makes a big impact, as in me, 17 years later. He has had 17 years of impact on me. Some people in our lives, no matter the situation, impact us, and that's something that everyone can learn today. Questions?
How did his diagnosis change your family and dynamic?
Our family he obviously he's not as laid back as he used to. So I think our communication in our family has gotten a lot better, and it's just one of those, like, we all have that one thing, no matter if you get mad, we just go back to that one time or the one, is one big story. It's just we reflect on that.
I have a question. How did it like affect your dad?
Like I said kind of before, he became a lot more understanding of other people, and he got a lot more uptight at the same time. Like, my mom always said that he used to not be very, like, he used to be super laid back and didn't care, and then today he isn't as laid back. He's a lot more, like, uptight about things, but he had anger issues, and, like, the smallest thing would make him mad just because of that part of his brain that was taken out, so now he goes to therapy for it. Yes.
How did this event affect your relationship with your dad?
I definitely think that I got closer with him, and like, it's one of those things that you, like, it, even though I was so young, it's always been part of my life, and I always see those people that go through it, and I've been involved in it, so I think my dad and I have gotten a lot closer along with like, my sister and my dad, because we've always had that event, whereas like my brother, he never had that, so I've been through every step and every surgery.
What are some things you do like today in your life and he does like 15 years later that he wouldn't have done if he hadn't had this diagnosis?
We have the brain cancer walk every single year, and we go, it's like, I actually run part of the clothing department, and I pick out those different things for fundraising, and we're one of the leaders in the group, so we just continuously, like, we donate and we're involved in that event.
When is the brain cancer walk?
It is next weekend, October 1st. Every year, first weekend in October. Emma?
How is your dad's like I'm not done mindset? Has that affected your life at all?
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of people, when they get a diagnosis, sometimes they just want to give up. But he told us, he's like, I want to see my daughters get married. I don't want to leave them without a father. It wasn't like a selfish reason, like, oh, I just don't want to die. It was like, I don't want to leave my daughters without a dad. And it's just something to like look at, that sometimes you're here for more than just like yourself. You're here for the people around